Hey everyone, and welcome to Hemp Processing and Technology. Today, we'll be showing you how to wash your medicinal hemp plants after harvesting. Washing hemp, while not commonly done, is a useful technique to understand for when a situation calls for it. By washing our hemp after harvest with both a disinfectant as well as a natural cleaning solution, this removes a ton of contaminants off the buds, from insects to dust to topical pesticides to mildew spores from the plant, while still keeping the trichomes and CBD intact. So I'm starting with 3 4-gallon bins. This can be interchanged with anything that's large enough to dunk the stems in. 5-gallon buckets seem to be the most popular option, although I like the long storage bins because for me it's easier to wash the stems horizontally than vertically with tall buckets. I use a 32-ounce bottle of 3% hydrogen peroxide mixed with about 2 gallons of water. Hydrogen peroxide is a disinfectant, so this helps with protecting the buds from infections and can also kill off some of the small bugs. If you're doing this because you had powdery mildew or mold on part of the plant and are trying to prevent it from affecting the rest of the plant, then you'll want to use 2 bottles of hydrogen peroxide. For the second bin, I'm juicing 3 small lemons, which is about half a cup of lemon juice, then add half a cup of baking soda and 2 gallons of water. Lemon juice is also a disinfectant, and along with baking soda, makes a great cleaning solution that should wash away everything foreign off the buds, from dirt and dust to pesticides and bugs. For the final bin, I'm just using water to wash off any lingering hydrogen peroxide, lemon juice, and baking soda from the buds. Be sure that the water used for this is not ice cold. Cold is fine, but if it's freezing coming from the tap, then have it sit around a little bit so it gets a little warmer, since freezing water will make the trichomes brittle and easier to break off. Now just take a stem, swish it around each bin for 15 to 30 seconds, and then hang it up to dry. You'll need about 2 hours in the sun for the plant to be dry enough to start trimming after it's been washed. Now let me show you here what washed off the buds. In this instance, you can see a bunch of stuff, from a greasy layer on top that I'm assuming is from the organic pest controls I used, to some dead bugs and dirt. Here is another one of the bins close up after washing another plant. As you can see here, the hydrogen peroxide killed off a ton of small caterpillars that I actually didn't see on the plant when harvesting it. Apparently I was on the verge of a caterpillar infestation, but luckily it happened after the buds were ready for harvest, so I lucked out. So when should you wash your buds? The obvious is when it's time to harvest, but part of the plants had bud rot or powdery mildew. Be sure to first remove the parts of the plants that are already affected, and then wash the rest to make sure that it doesn't spread. I also recommend washing all plants that were grown outdoors. Between the layers of foliar spray, pesticides, dust, dirt, and bugs, it's definitely worth the extra step to remove it all. It doesn't matter that the pesticides used are organic and edible. It's still not something you want in your lungs or stomach, and same goes with bugs. As for indoor grows, this is probably the only plants that I don't think are worth the hassle to wash. Assuming you have a good controlled indoor environment that didn't require the use of pesticides and had no bug issues, you're pretty much just removing dust if you decide to wash the plants. Finally, for those that are afraid washing will remove the cannabinoids off the plants, from my experience, this is not the case. Trichomes are not water soluble, which means that they won't dissolve in the wash. Sure, they could be knocked off when brittle and with a lot of force, like how bubble hash is made by smashing buds with ice. But just swishing the buds in water won't cause them to break off. Trichomes are oil soluble though, so any type of oil or alcohol-based cleaner will remove them. So definitely just stick with the basics of hydrogen peroxide, lemon juice, and baking soda to be safe. And that's it. Like the content? Then be sure to check out our beginner's guide to creating CBD products from scratch. Available at Amazon in print and digital, with links in the description below. You can also find us at hempinapot.com.